We're always told to set goals, but what if the real secret to a meaningful life isn't just about the goals themselves, but about the final destination we choose? Today, we are diving deep into a really powerful idea from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Let's figure out what that really means. To truly get a handle on this habit, I want you to join me in a powerful little thought experiment. So if you can, just take a second, clear your mind, and really try to picture what I'm about to describe. It's a simple exercise, but it can give you a completely new perspective on your life. Okay, I want you to imagine you're driving to a funeral parlor. You park the car, you get out, and you start walking inside. You can almost smell the flowers, you hear that soft organ music playing, you see the faces of friends and family all around you. There's a sense of sadness, sure, but also a feeling of love, of celebrating a life well lived. Now, you find yourself walking toward the front of the room. There's a casket up there, and as you get closer, you lean in to see who's inside. And you come face to face with yourself. This is your funeral, happening a few years from now. All of these people, they've all come here to honor you, to share how much you meant to them. So you take a seat and you look at the program for the service. You see there are 4 people scheduled to speak: a member of your family, a dear friend, a colleague from work, and someone from a community group you are a part of. And here it is, the most important question of all. Deep down, what would you want each of them to say? What kind of person, what kind of friend, parent, or coworker would you want them to remember? What impact would you want to have left on them? The answers to those questions, well, that's the very core of what you value most. That exercise, it can bring a moment of incredible clarity, can it? And that clarity is the foundation for the main principle of this habit, the idea that everything in life is actually created twice. So, what on earth does that mean? Well, to begin with the end in mind simply means you start with a crystal clear picture of where you want to go. It's about making sure that every single step you take is actually moving you in the right direction. Because without that clarity, it is so easy to fall into the activity trap. Just being busy for the sake of being busy without ever getting closer to what really matters to you. And this brings us back to those 2 creations. Just think about building a house. What happens first? There's the mental creation, the blueprint. You plan out every single detail before one piece of wood is ever cut. Then comes the physical creation, the actual building of the house. And you know what? The quality of that final house depends entirely on how good that blueprint was. So here's the bottom line. We all have a choice. We can either live a life that is the result of our own proactive design based on our deepest values, or we can end up living a life that's the result of other people's agendas or just random circumstances. So you have to ask yourself, are you writing your own script, or are you just acting out a part that someone else gave you? This whole idea of designing your life first brings up a really critical distinction, and that's the difference between leadership and management. There's a great little metaphor about a jungle that makes this difference absolutely clear. See, management is all about doing things right. It's about efficiency. It's about climbing the ladder of success as fast as you possibly can. But leadership is about doing the right things. Leadership is the one that asks, hey, is this ladder even leaning against the right wall? And that has to come first. Imagine a whole crew of people hacking their way through a dense jungle with machetes. The managers are right behind them, sharpening the blades, running efficiency programs. They're making incredible progress. But the leader? The leader is the one who climbs the tallest tree, gets a look at the whole picture, and yells down, "Wrong jungle!" And that story just nails it, doesn't it? It shows that no amount of efficient management can ever make up for a failure in leadership. Being super productive but heading in the wrong direction is, as they say, like straightening deck chairs on the Titanic. You might be busy, but you're still going down. Okay, so if leadership means choosing the right jungle, what helps you make that choice? Well, the answer comes down to what's at the center of your life. Whatever is at your core, that's what gives you your sense of security, your guidance, your wisdom, and your power. Now, we can build our lives around all sorts of different centers: money, our career, our family, even ourselves. But a lot of those centers can be pretty unstable. For instance, if money is your center, your sense of security goes up and down with your bank account. But what if your center was built on principles like integrity or service or honesty? See, principles don't change. They're like a true north on a compass, giving you stable guidance no matter what storms are raging around you. So, this all sounds great, but how do we actually make it real? The single most powerful way to apply Habit 2 is to create a personal mission statement. Covey calls it a personal constitution. This is the tool you use to define, for yourself, what your right jungle is. A personal mission statement is basically your own personal standard written down. It's a clear statement of your vision and your values. And it's not just about what you want to do or what you want to have, it's about the kind of person you want to be. It becomes the constitution that you use to make all the important decisions in your life. So where do you even start? A really great way to begin is to just identify the key roles in your life. You might be a parent, a spouse, a friend, a leader at work, an individual. Then for each of those roles, just think about what you want to accomplish. What does success look like in that area of your life? This gives your mission some real structure and balance. And this really brings us full circle. Habit 1 tells us you are the creator. You're in charge of your own life. Well, Habit 2 is where you use that power to make the first creation. It's the blueprint. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Are you just letting your life happen day to day? Or are you actively designing your own masterpiece?